be giving you part 2 of the 5.6 booklet right here. This is multiplying and dividing polynomials. And now I'm going to do part 2, which is actually dividing polynomials. And that dividing polynomials actually starts on this page right here. In the booklet, it's page 217. But yeah, so I'll show you how, I'll demonstrate for you how to do this, this example, okay? How do you divide 6a squared divided by, how do you do 6a squared divided by 3a? And I hope you do find it easy because they do demonstrate it for you here, so read this example really well. But I want to also demonstrate it for you. So 6a squared divided by 3a is equal to, see how, notice that they're dividing the coefficients first, and then that is attached or multiplied by the a squared divided by a. So they divide the coefficients and then they divide the variables, okay? A squared divided by a here. So what's 6 divided by 3 here? It's 6 divided by 3 technically, okay? 6 over 3 is 6 divided by 3. Well, that's equal to 2. And over here, they decided to split up the a squared to a times a divided by a. They cancel the a's and you're left with like 2a. I'd rather they gave you the power, pardon me, the quotient law for this, which is, you know, if you're dividing powers of the same base, then essentially all you're doing is subtracting the exponents, okay? That's what it should be. But I will demonstrate this for you how to do this, and I'll demonstrate for you how to do this part, and then we're going to do it as tiles actually, okay? So stand by, here it is. Here's some examples for you in the booklet. Actually, why don't I just do this one here for you with you together, okay? So here, what they're doing is they're going to get you to divide 12 divided by negative 6 on this side, okay? So they're dividing the coefficient, and over here they're dividing the a squared divided by a, okay? So what is 12 divided by 6? Well, that is a negative 2. Okay, so I'm going to carry that negative 2 down here because here they're trying to figure out a squared is a times a divided by a. Now, so with the a's, you're left with 1a. Okay? So in here, this one, you're actually taking this 9b squared and dividing it by this 3b, and this 3b is being divided by this 3b. So you're going to have two divisions here. So this one is 9b squared, and this one is 3b divided by 3b. Okay? So hopefully you could finish that one on your own. But okay, let's go ahead and look back and let's see if we can do these examples. Okay, so here is an example. I'll do this, 6a squared divided by 3a. Bring this over here. Okay, so this is an example from your booklet. Essentially what they did here is they're just going to divide the coefficients, so that's 6 divided by 3, and then they're going to divide the variables, a squared divided by a. Well, 6 divided by 3 here is 2, a squared divided by a here is, again, this is a squared minus 1, which is a to the 1. Okay? The binomial, here's another example. Actually, maybe I should show you how you would draw this as tiles first. If you have 6a squared, which is what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw 6a squared here. So if you're drawing this, you draw the 6a squared first in this kind of array, and then you draw the 3a. I'm going to draw the 3a up here because I have 3 columns now. So what this is asking is, if this is 3a and this is 6a squared, what is this going to have to be? Well, the only thing is, you ask yourself, a times what will give you a squared? Well, a times a will give you a squared. And same thing over here. This is a times a will give you a squared. Because each of these are a squareds, right? And each of these are a's. A. Okay, so this whole thing from here to here is actually a 3a. And so what is our answer here? This answer is 2a. And isn't that what we solved in our polynomials? Okay. Now let's try this one. Let's try another example here. Negative 8s squared plus 6s. All of this is divided by negative 2s. Okay, so this is a little more challenging, but not really. You're going to take each of these items up here, each of these numerators, you're going to divide them, each of them by negative 2s. So it's going to look like this. Negative 8s squared divided by negative 2s plus 6s divided by negative 2s. You see how I've taken each one of them, split them up, and divided both of them by negative 2s? Okay. Okay, so now we're going to do our division for each of these, just like what we did up here. Okay, except we're doing this 2 times. Okay, so negative 8 divided by negative 2 here, with an s squared divided by s here, plus 6 divided by negative 2 here, plus and an s divided by s. Well, hopefully this is simple. Negative 8 divided by negative 2, that is a positive. A negative divided by negative is a positive. 8 divided by 2 is 4. And again, an s squared divided by an s is just s. Okay? This is pretty much the same as our a squared divided by a up here. Okay? What about this one? 6 divided by negative 2, that is a negative 3. And s divided by s is equal to 1, so they just cancel each other out. So negative 3 times 1 is just negative 3. Okay? Now what are these tiles going to look like? Well, it's going to be slightly more involved. I'm going to try here. I'm going to need 8 s squared, I guess. I think I'm going to draw it like this, okay? Yeah, I'm going to draw it in 2 columns. So here's my negative 8s squared, shaded in. Double check the assignment, see if you actually have to draw anything. Yeah, you do have to sketch tiles for the multiplication, but not necessarily the division, okay? And then I got to draw my 6s, which is going to look like, I guess I'm going to draw it like this. Okay, so here's my negative 8s squared plus 6s. Where is my negative 2s going to go? Well, I guess I'm going to put my negative 2s up here, like this. So let's shade that in. This is my negative 2s. What do I need here then? What do I need to draw here to make this all true? Well, let's start with this one. A negative s times what will give me a negative s squared? Well, I think just a positive s will give you a negative s squared, and then the same thing here, the same thing here, and the same thing here. Hence, look, this is why we have a positive 4s here. There's a positive 4s. Now here, what do I need to multiply this negative s by to make a positive s? Negative s times a negative 1, I'm betting negative s times a negative 1 will give you a positive s. Right? And then just do it again. So now, here's our multiplication. Ready? If this is correct, then we've done this right. Then here's our answer. Negative s times s is negative s squared. Negative s times s is negative s squared. Negative s times negative. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8s squared. Negative s times negative 1 is a positive s. Negative s times negative 1 is a positive s, and we have 6 of them. So this is our tiles. And again, I think in the assignment, I don't think you have to draw any tiles, but I think you have to do it for the multiplications. Okay. So So in the practice, let me guide you on how to do this one here. What does this represent? Well, I have two S's here, or 2x, doesn't really matter what letter you use. I'm not going to write it down for you, you write it. This is 2s, or 2x times 2x will give you 1, 2, 3, 4 positive x squareds. What about this one? This one is actually x plus 3 times 2x. Well, there's your multiplication. X times x here, 1 times x there, 1 times x there, 1 times x here is equal to that, etc. Okay, so you come up with the multiplication sentence. Again, reminder, multiplication sentence is something times something equals something. Okay, you have to have an answer. What is the answer equal to? Otherwise, it's not a sentence. Okay. Oh, what the heck. For this one, let's do an example. This is 2x. I have 2x tiles here, and this is 2x. Here's a multiplication sentence. I'm giving you one as a freebie, okay? 2x times 2x needs an answer. What is this equal to? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4x squared tile. So this is a sentence. It needs an equal sign and an answer. Okay? So hopefully this video and this booklet helps you. Just follow instructions. Otherwise, email me any questions that you might have. Okay? But good luck and have a good day.